Conor McGregor withdrawing from his anticipated showdown against Michael Chandler is a shock to the MMA world. How did McGregor go from being the sport's most electrifying figure to potentially canceling one of the most eagerly awaited fights of the year? I'll reveal the dark truth with 4 critical reasons that may have to compel him to step back. The complexities surrounding McGregor's situation are much deeper than you may think, and today, we're diving into the heart of it all. Number 1. USADA absence. Conor McGregor's absence from the USADA testing pool cannot be ignored. UFC President Dana White has stated that Conor McGregor will need to be enrolled in the United States Anti-Doping Agency for at least 6 months prior to ever fighting again. According to USADA records, McGregor is yet to re-enter into the pool and hasn't even been tested since 2021. McGregor's non-participation so far in this drug testing protocol sends ripples of uncertainty about his intended return, and led his potential fight partner Michael Chandler to publicly call him out on Twitter saying, "Where you at, boy?" It's important to remember that this is not a mere formality. This is about upholding the integrity of the sport. It's about ensuring that each punch thrown, every kick landed, comes from an athlete competing in their purest form, free from the influence of prohibited substances. Is McGregor's absence from the pool a mere oversight, a sign of wavering dedication, or an ominous indicator of a bigger issue? Number 2. Legal troubles. McGregor's life outside the octagon has often been as turbulent as his fights inside of it. It's no secret that his stardom has been tarnished by legal troubles. These outside the octagon distractions could very well hinder his return to the sport that he once dominated. On June 9th, McGregor was accused of assault during the 4th game of the NBA Finals in Miami. As reported by NBC News, McGregor allegedly forced a woman into the bathroom by security. McGregor and his lawyer deny all these allegations, but the incident has added to his growing list of legal troubles and are further muddying his public image. Legal issues like these can exert a considerable toll on any individual, both mentally and emotionally. They often serve as a significant distraction that can undermine an athlete's focus and dedication to their sport. McGregor is no exception. As he navigates these personal issues, the question remains, can he separate his legal battles from his personal ambitions? There's an old adage that says, a fighter fights. But what happens when the fight extends beyond the confines of the octagon? While fans and pundits are eagerly debating the outcome of a much-anticipated McGregor-Chandler bout, McGregor's battles outside the octagon could end up dictating whether the fight will happen at all. It's a harsh reminder that for all their glitz and glamour, professional sports are not immune to the realities of life. Number 3. Potential for better matchups. While the McGregor vs. Chandler showdown has been touted as one of the most anticipated fights of the year, McGregor may be setting his sights on different matchups. Money has always been king for Conor, so he may be eyeing a potentially more lucrative and crowd-pleasing fight. This opens up the possibility of McGregor aiming to face off against an opponent who he has more history or unfinished business with, such as a rematch against Khabib Nurmagomedov or Nate Diaz. UFC champion Henry Cejudo had this to say about the McGregor-Chandler fight. "I can see them skipping Chandler. I can see Conor saying, 'Hey, I want this guy,' because Chandler's entertaining, but he's not a big enough name. He's not a legend in the UFC. In other words, a fight against Chandler, despite being exciting in its own right, might not generate levels of intrigue or financial gain that McGregor has grown accustomed to. This would leave fans of the McGregor-Chandler matchup in limbo, hoping that the Irish fighter reconsiders his decision. Despite these potential alternative matchups, a withdrawal from a Chandler fight raises questions about McGregor's current objectives and future in the sport. Is McGregor's primary aim to reclaim the title, or is it simply about maximizing profit, further growing his brand, or even settling old scores? Reason number 4, McGregor's commitment. McGregor's commitment to the sport as a whole has come under scrutiny in recent times. The most recent example being his lackadaisical presence on The Ultimate Fighter, not showing up to weigh-ins. Did he lose his passion for the sport, or is age catching up to him? Time is an unbeatable opponent. As athletes age, they face the twin challenges of maintaining their fitness levels and contending with younger, hungrier competitors. At 34, McGregor is no longer the young buck who first burst onto the UFC scene. While Conor is a legend in the sport with skills and experience that are unquestionable, his physical abilities have undoubtedly been put to the test recently. Conor is 1-3 in his last 4 fights, with his last ending in a gruesome leg injury to Dustin Poirier. It's not out of the realm of possibility to assume that Conor may have realized he doesn't need to take the physical punishment anymore, considering where he is financially. Conor has amassed one of the most financially successful sporting careers in history. Not only has he earned tens of millions of dollars in the UFC, but in April 2021, Conor and his business partners sold a majority stake of whiskey brand Proper 12 for $600 million. At a certain dollar point, where does one find the same fire to keep on fighting? During UFC Vegas 74, Dana White spoke about the difficulties of getting McGregor back into fighting. The one thing that you guys have to understand is this kid has so much money, and it's hard to reel these guys back in and get them fired up to get into a fight. There's absolutely nothing wrong with getting to a point where you made so much money that your priorities change. What becomes dangerous, though, is if Conor's priorities have changed, but he still tries to get back in the octagon with a hungry fighter like Chandler. It's a guaranteed way of getting knocked out and seriously hurt. McGregor's journey back into the octagon is laden with intrigue, anticipation, and a plethora of uncertainties. But in the world of MMA, the only certainty is unpredictability. Will McGregor overcome these challenges and make a triumphant return, or will he hang up his gloves? Only time will tell.